Okay, so I've shared the screen. All right, let's talk about the first question. So yes, this is the question. Okay. It says 60 boys are asked to name their favorite sport. The results are shown in the pie chart. Write down the most popular sport. So that is easy. We can see that 120 degrees. This is the biggest section. So this is the most popular sport. So the answer is going to be swimming. Okay, this was an easy part. Let's talk about the next one. So it says, write down the fraction of boys who choose running. Okay, so we need to write down the fraction. In total, we have 60 boys. So what exactly it is? We have 72 degrees for running. So how do we find the fraction, Saneem? Can you find that and tell me the answer? The fact that it is just a 1 mark question, it would be very easy, okay? So it's 72 degrees divided by 360 degrees. Yes, you can certainly cancel out and simplify it. Yeah, I suppose, Salim, you tried writing down 72 divided by 360. Okay, wait. 60 is the number of boys, the total boys, okay? And this 60 is representing all this pie chart. So this 60 is basically the 360 degrees we have here. But since this time around the question is about writing down the fraction of boys who chose running, okay? So in total, we have 360 degrees, and for running, we have 72 degrees only. So it would be 72 divided by 360. Is that okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now either you can simplify it, but if it's a 1 mark question, it's completely fine to write it down directly, okay? And this is, yes, the marking scheme has same answer as well. Because the best thing about these exams is that by looking at the number of marks you can easily see that okay, how many steps would be required. Okay, all right. For the third one, it says work out how many boys choose judo. Okay, so 30 degrees is for judo. So how can we do it? Now the best way of doing is that 30 degrees divided by 360 degrees. This would give you the fraction. And now you can multiply it by 60. So if you simplify it, you are going to get 5 as the answer. You can just check that once and it would be 5. All right. Okay. Let's talk about the next one. Okay. It says one of the boys is chosen at random. Work out the probability that his favorite sport is not judo. Okay, so this is also easy. All right, here it is. I'm zooming out completely, and now I would want you guys to do this. Work out the probability that his favorite sport is not judo. Assalamu alaikum, Turhan.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Okay. Okay, Saneem, just let's discuss this together. Okay, Turhan, we are on the fourth part of this question. So here we have a pie chart, and we are trying. So we have different sports here: judo, hockey, running, swimming, and tennis. And we are basically trying to find the probability that the favorite sport is not judo. In the previous part, we calculated how many boys chose judo. Okay, so 5 boys were interested in judo, and in total we have 60. So for finding out this probability, it's very straightforward. If 5 are interested in judo, all the other 55 would not be interested. So work out the probability that his favorite sport is not judo would be 55 divided by 60. This is going to be the answer. Now, so Saneem, I know what basically gave you that answer. And yes, I'm pretty sure anyone would have thought that way. So you basically did 1 minus 30 divided by 360. Okay. But look at this. 30 divided by 360 is not the probability. Okay. 30 divided by 360 is not the probability. 5 divided by 60 is the probability. Are you getting this thing?
Ma'am, I did 1 minus 5 by 60.
Yes, sorry. Say it again.
I give you the simplified answer. I also did 1 minus 5
Okay,
by
okay,
60.
okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I thought, all right, all right. Okay. Yes. Okay, that is also correct. Right. But yes, obviously, you can do it either way. You can directly just subtract 5, or you can do it that way as well. Okay. Because yes, that would give you the same thing. Yes. Okay, that is right. All right. Very good. Let's talk about the next part. So it says complete the statement. 3 times as many boys choose dash, then choose dash. Okay, so for this we need the pie chart. All right. Okay, so what exactly is this? We need to see which degree is 3 times the other one. So if 48 and 72, no, no. Okay, it's judo and tennis. Okay. So what do we see? We see that for judo we have 30 degrees, for tennis we have 90 degrees. In order to understand this, how do we do it? 3 times as many boys choose, yes, they
And
choose tennis.
yes,
Very good. Then choose
then go
judo.
judo.
Very good. Yes, that is correct. Okay. This is how we are going to solve this question. Yes. Any confusion since Turhan and Saneem?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Turhan, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Let's talk about the next one. Two of the boys in part A then change their choice from running to swimming. Complete the pie chart after this change. All right. Okay. So this is what we have initially for running and swimming. And now what is happening? Two of the boys change their minds from running to swimming. So the percentages are going to change now. So what would be the percentage for running and swimming now? Initially it
70
was
and 120.
120 and 72. Yes. So yeah, what would be the percentages? You can think about it. I can go up to, yes, here's the table. Now what is happening? Two boys are choosing swimming now instead of choosing running. Okay. So the angle is going to be changed for running and for swimming? What would be the change?
70 and 122.
70 and
122.
no, it would be some. Okay, I know what you basically subtracted 2 degrees, but 1 degree is not representing one boy. Okay, so it would be something different. Okay, let's see exactly what's happening here. We need to multiply this with 60 and see how many boys are choosing running. Yes, running is 60. Very good, Surhan. Oh, sorry, very good, Saneem. Okay, so it would be 1 times and it would be 6 times. All right, now we can do it directly. So it is 12. At the moment, we have 12 boys who were basically choosing running or who chose running initially. And now what's happening, out of these 12, two are going for swimming. So it would change. We need to find 2 divided by 12. That would be 1 by 6. And what is 1 by 6 of 72 degrees? That is 12. Okay. So now 12 degrees would be subtracted from running because two boys are going from running to swimming. So we will do minus 12 here and we will do plus 12 here. I'll repeat this. This is important. Okay. Initially, we had 72 degrees for running and 120 degrees for swimming. What has happened? Two boys are going from running to swimming. Now, what Zen did, Zen just said that we can subtract 2 degrees, but Zen, you need to be sure about how many degrees are representing each boy. Okay. How do we find that? We can find that by doing 72 divided by 360 multiplied by the total number of boys, that is 60. So in running we have 12 boys at the moment. Okay, and two are going from running to swimming. So we need to see that how many percent is there for each boy. Okay, so you can do it through multiple ways. Either you can do it this way, 72 divided by 12, that would give you 6. This means you have 6 degrees for one boy. Since you are taking out two boys, so you would subtract 12 degrees. So if you will subtract 12 degrees from running, you would add 12 degrees in swimming, because in total it should be 360 degrees. Okay, so 72 minus 12 would give you 60. Not this, obviously it should be a bigger section. This. Okay, this is going to be 60 degrees and this is going to be 132 degrees. Okay, this would be the change. Yes, any doubt with this? Please tell me anything that you have not understood.
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, what about Turhan and Saneem? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's talk about this. 60 girls are asked to name their favorite sport. The results are shown in the bar chart below. Using your pie chart in part B, okay, here's the pie chart in part B. Write down one similarity and one difference between girls and the boys' results. Okay, now we need to make comparison. It's just a 2-mark question, so it should not be that difficult. Okay, now hockey is the least played sport in case of girls, but it is judo in case of boys, right? So that could be a difference. Okay, now for this question we do not have any specific answer in the marking scheme, because obviously we can see multiple differences and multiple similarities, so you can just write down any one of your choice. Okay, now I would want you guys to comment on the similarity.
Swimming, both were most done.
Yes, very good, excellent. Okay, swimming is again uh 132 degrees for boys, that is the maximum one, and this is the highest bar, that is for girls. Okay, so the similarity would be that swimming was most popular in both girls and boys, and the difference could be that hockey was least popular in girls and judo was least popular in boys. So you can just put that in words and this would be the answer. Is that okay, Saneem and
Yes,
Turhan?
ma'am.
Okay. Now this was the first question. So you need to be clear about everything, and I suppose it was an easy question. All you need to do is just look at the marks. Okay, this is what I was telling Saneem as well. For doing any question, just look at the marks and see that how many steps would the examiner requiring, because at times we start thinking in the wrong direction, and that much knowledge and that much information is not needed for a 2 mark question. Okay, so things are straightforward and they can be done directly as well. Okay, let's talk about another one. So yes, it is very easy actually. Okay, but still let's do it. Okay, now it says write down the fraction of the rectangle that is shaded. Give your answer in its simplest form. Okay, now that is very easy. You need to now don't waste time in counting down all the rows. Okay, all the blocks. So how many rows do we have? One, two, three,
And
four,
4 over
five.
15.
Okay. Okay, very good. 4 over 15, excellent. Okay. So basically we have 30 in total, 8 are shaded. So it would be 4 by 15 if you simplify it. Very good. And you need to simplify it because it says simplest form. In these questions, we had, wait a second, you guys joined a bit. Okay, this was the question. It was a 1 mark question. It said, write down the fraction of boys who chose running. Okay. So you don't need to, waste time and cancel this thing out. It is a 1 mark question. So this is assumed that you are not supposed to give answer in simplest form, otherwise it would have been a 2 mark question. Okay, and if the examiner wants you to do that, they would mention that. So very good, this is going to be
And
4
it's
by
paper 1 or 52.
15. Sorry,
पेपर 1 है, ये पेपर 2 है.
सॉरी जैन, आप एग्जैक्टली कौन से उससे हो? आपका पेपर कोड क्या है? 9709 और दूसरे वाला लाइक IGCSE?
4024 है शायद.
नहीं नहीं, आपका ओ सॉरी सॉरी 4024 एग्जैक्टली. अच्छा, ये बेसिकली जो स्टूडेंट्स है ना, इट इज कम्प्लीटली फाइन. दिस इज नॉट समथिंग बैड फॉर यू. ये IGCSE के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, ठीक है, तो इनके लिए इट्स डिफरेंट. इनका पेपर 2 होता है, पेपर 4 होता है, ठीक है. आपका बेसिकली 40249709 मैथ्स का. आई कीप ऑन फॉरगेटिंग दैट. यस, बट ये इनका थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट होता है. बट right now we are not focusing on any one thing, we are just doing practice questions. Okay, so let's focus on that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, acha, next question kya hai? Write down a fraction that is equivalent to 7 by 12. Okay, now this is also very easy. You can just do it directly. Any fraction that is equivalent to 7 by 12, you can multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2. So it would be 14 over 24. Okay, this could be the answer as well. Or you can multiply both the numerator and denominator with 3. That would also be correct. So any fraction that is equivalent to 7 by 12. Okay.
And if we square them both, square
So,
of 7 and square of 12.
sorry, say it again.
And if we square them both, 7 square and 12 square.
No, 7 square 12 square, to no, that would give you, we can try that. Sure, okay, it's okay. 7 square would be 49 and 12 square would be 144. Okay, this is not equivalent to 7 by 12. Okay, because if you are doing 7 square, so you are multiplying the numerator with 7, and if you are doing what do we say, if you are doing 12 square, you're multiplying the numerator with 12. So you are multiplying the numerator and denominator with two different numbers. In order to find an equivalent fraction, you need to multiply them with the same number. Okay, it could be 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, but it should be same. So 7 square and 12 square would not serve the purpose here, right? Yes, Sam, that was a good question. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. So yes, Turhan and Saneem, let's talk about the third one. It says, write down a fraction that completes this calculation. Okay. So we need to multiply it by what to get 1? By the reciprocal of 13 by 11. So that would be 11 by 13. Okay, 11 would be cancelled, 13 would be cancelled. So the answer is going to be the reciprocal, and that would be 11 by 13. Okay, all right. Let's talk about this one. Find a fraction that makes this statement true. So we are looking for a fraction that is greater than 7 by 9, but it is less than 8 by 9. Yes, it could be any fraction. It could be any fraction. Okay, now I'll tell you. The numerator is 7, the numerator is 8, and the denominator is 9. Okay, so one might think that it should be greater than 7, it should be less than 8. So it could be yes. Okay, now if you're saying it is 6 by 9, so 6 by 9 would not be greater than 7 by 9,
That's
Saneem. Okay.
7.5 over 9.
Yes,
7.5.
yes. Okay, but yes, you are right. Okay, Saneem, 6 by 9 would not be greater than 7 by 9. Okay, so one might think, very good, Zen, 7.5 by 9. But this is not a proper fraction. Okay? Like it is a proper fraction. It is a proper fraction. The numerator is less than the denominator. But we need to get rid of the decimal up there because we haven't seen this type of fractions, right? And this does not look good. So how do we do it? What you can do for this case is 7.5 is basically 7, yeah, it would be 15 by 2 multiplied by 9. Okay, 15 by 2 is 7.5, so I can write it down this way, and now I can simplify it. This is 3 times
Over
and
6.
this is 5 times, so you can write it as 5 by 6. Now yes, the denominators are different, but that is fine. This would be correct. Okay, 5 by 6 would be correct. You could have done the same with, let's say, 7.1. Now, if we say 7.1, in order to write down 7.1 by 9, you can write down 7 by 10 into 9. So that would give you 7 by 90. That would also be correct. Okay. Any fraction of this type would be correct. Yes. Is that okay? Surhan, Saneem, and Zen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is an important thing. Now, I would want you guys to do it. Now, this is a good question. But please do not waste your time. You need to order this. So I'll just write down 1, 2, and 3. Do it on your own, and then just you can just comment in the chat box and just write down the numbering. Okay, just so you don't waste your time in writing down all of it. And you can use your calculators. Okay, that is allowed. Calculator is allowed. Excellent, Saneem. Very good. Yes. What about the other students? Please type in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Zen, very good, Turhan. Then you need to write down the smallest first, okay? So it is going to be, okay, first is 5.7 into 10 to the power minus 1. So you are basically dividing it by 10. So that would be 0.5 or 0.57. Okay. If you will divide 5.7 by 10, you would get 0.57. 4 by 7 is 0.5714. Very good. Okay. Then what is under root 3? Under root 0.33?
0.574.
Very good. So it is 0.574. And the last one would be dividing it by 100. So it would be 0.572. So this is the smallest 0. And for writing down the answer, yes, this is the most important thing. And this is what the students do every time. And this is what I was doing as well. They're just writing it down this way. No, you need to write down the question form. Okay. So it would be 5.7 into 10 to the power minus 1. Then it would be 4 by 7. Then this is greater. So it would be 57.2%. And then it would be under the root 0.33. Please make sure that for writing down the answer, you write down the forms which were given in the question. Okay, this is important. And this is what I get to hear every year, that ma'am, we forgot to do this. And you're just wasting, you're losing 2 marks, which were honestly speaking just 3 marks, because that is very easy. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this one now. Okay. Now, this is the third one. So it says, Maya shares $3,000 between her 3 children. She gives the eldest child $1,200, the second eldest child $1,000, and the rest to the youngest child. Write this information as a ratio in its simplest form. Okay. Now you have $3,000 in total. 1,200 were given to the eldest, then 1,000 were given to the second eldest, and then the rest were given to the youngest child. So what amount was given to the youngest child? That is the first question.
800, ma'am.
Very good. And now for writing down the ratio, yes, just again write down the answer in the chat box. Very good, Turhan. Okay. And what about you, Zain and Saneem? Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. The eldest is getting 6. Then the middle one who got 1,000 is getting 5. And then the youngest is getting 4. Yes, that is correct. Yes, Saneem, did you get this? Okay, very good. Then it says, Yani's house is for sale. She decides to reduce the selling price of to $40,000 by 15%. Calculate the new selling price. This is the old selling price. She is reducing it by 15%. So just calculate the 15% of this amount and subtract it from this amount, and that would be the answer. Okay. So 15% of $240,000 is what? I can omit this off. I can add multiply sign.
3,400, ma'am, will be answer.
2000 to what? Okay, wait, let's do it. It is
2
15.
lakh 4,000.
Yes, that is correct. Very good. 15 divided by 100 into 240,000. Zeros and zeros would be cancelled. You'll multiply this and you'll subtract this amount with the original one that was 240,000. Okay, and this is going to give you 2 lakhs and 4,000. Very good. So this is going to be your answer. Very good. Yes, Turhan, do you get it? Very good, Saneem and Zain. Turhan, is that okay? Okay. All right. Now this is a 3-mark question and it is important as well. So it says, Hawa invests $750 at a rate of 3.5% per year compound interest. Calculate the value of his investment at the end of 3 years. Yes. Yes, very good, Salim. Now, I told you earlier as well, I think last week we were doing a past paper question. And there, yes, when I was teaching you, I told you that do not focus on that NPRT formula and stuff like that. Okay, that was for simple interest because that formulas like that cannot be used for every scenario, and students try using that every time, so that would not work. But for compound interest, we have one direct formula, that is the final amount, whatever you want to call it, is equal to the principal amount into 1 plus the rate into n. Okay, that is the number of years. So it is 750 into 1 plus the rate, that is 3.5%, but it is actually 3.5%. So I will write it down that way, 3.5% to the power 3. Just use your calculators and find this value. Is everyone getting 831.53?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. This is going to be the correct answer. All right. Now, if we talk about the significant figures, that is also an important discussion. Now, you have multiple ways, okay? वैसे the ideal thing is that just look around the data which you have in the question. If that is, let's say, if every number is approximately to 2 decimal places, yes, in that case, you would have to write down the answer in 2 decimal places, okay? Otherwise, if you are getting a decimal number, you can certainly give the answer up to 1 decimal place. That would be correct. But for such scenarios, you can even round off the answer as well, okay? So let's say Zen writes down 832. Saneem writes down 831.5. So all of them are going to be correct, okay? And if there's someone who's writing down 831.53, that would also be correct, okay? So significant figures in decimal places, this is also an important thing which you need to make sure. And if the examiner has mentioned a specific amount or number of significant figures, because in some questions it is about rounding off the answer to the nearest centimeters, meters. So at that time, that would have an extra mark, okay? So you have to be very careful that you need to give the answer according to that. All right, okay. Let's do this one. Okay, so it says a car park has 880 parking spaces. Some of these spaces are reserved. The ratio of reserved spaces to not reserved spaces is 1:10. Work out the number of spaces that are not reserved. Okay. Total is 880. This is 10. You can easily calculate it and tell me the answer.
Eighty ratio 800, ma'am.
Very good. It would be 800. Okay. Yes, that the answer is correct. Very good, Saneem. Okay, and how are we doing it? So we know in total it would be 11 units for all of it. Now, we have all of us have different ways of doing it. So we know 11 units for 880 and 10 units for not reserved, which is X. You can cross multiply, and this would give you X as 800. So yes, this is the correct answer. Okay. Now it says 25% of the 880 spaces are on the top floor. Work out the number of spaces that are on the top floor. So 25% of 880, that's direct and simple. Yes, what would be the answer? It's directly 25% of 880, and that would give you 25 very good. 25% of 880, this would be 220. This is going to be your answer. Yes, very good, Saneem. Turhan, are you getting this?
Yeah, I got this.
Okay, all right. Now I would want you guys to think about this question and then I'll solve it. Okay, I want an answer from all three of you in the chat box. I'll read the question. It says, at 6, now this is a 24-hour clock, okay, because AM PM is not mentioned. At 6, one morning, 1/40 of the 880 spaces are filled. By 6:30, no cars have left the car park, but another 1/5 of 880 spaces are filled. Work out the fraction of the 880 spaces that are empty at 6:30. All right, this time was just given to confuse you. It's not actually needed. You just need to find the empty spaces. So I'll stay quiet and I would want you guys to do it.
Answer will be 682.
Sorry, I was speaking continuously. Yes, I got another answer from Turhan as well. No, Zain, basically, you need to find out the fraction of the empty spaces. Okay, so just find the fraction, not this thing. Yes, one answer is correct so far. That is from Saneem. Yes, please, Turhan and Zain, work out the answer again and find the fraction of empty. Yes, Turhan. Okay, I'll tell you. So Turhan, basically, uh, it is going to be 140 of 880. So what is that? 880 divided by 40, that would be 22. So initially 22 spaces were filled, then 1 5 of 880. So 880 divided by 5, and that is 176. Okay. All right. Wait, Turhan. It is 176. Okay. When you add it up, what are you going to get? You will get 198. That is correct. Okay. Now, I think you did 198 divided by 880. This would give you the fraction of the filled spaces. They're talking about the vacant ones, the empty ones. Okay. So if 198 are filled, how many spaces are empty? It would be 880 minus 198. So that would be 682 divided by 880. And this is going to give you 31 by 40. Okay. Because the question was about the empty ones and you are finding it for the filled ones. That is why your answer was wrong. Do you get this now? Yes, Turhan, is that okay? Please confirm. Any doubts with this, Turhan and
Yeah,
Salim?
ma'am. No.
All right, okay. So we have a few parts more. Okay. Now let's do this is the last part. It says the cost of each visit to the car park is shown in the table. So for up to 20 minutes, the parking is free. For more than 20 minutes and up to 2 hours, it would be $2.5 and so on. Okay. Smith arrives at 11:40 and leaves at 5:30. Find the cost of his visit. Okay. So how many hours is he spending basically? He's coming at 11:40 and he's leaving at 3:30. So he's basically spending 2 hours and 50 minutes. Oh, sorry, yes. It would be 4 hours and 50 minutes basically. Okay. Because he's coming at 11:40, he's leaving at 15:30. So you guys can calculate this first and then we'll talk about the cost. Okay. Just calculate the number of hours and minutes he's basically staying there. Yes, it should be 3 hours and 50 minutes. Are you guys getting the same answer or not? Please confirm that. Because look, if it was 11:30 to 15:30, that would be 4 hours. Now it is 11:40, so it is 3 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, very good. Okay. Now it is approximately 4 hours, but let's see how much amount would he be spending. So it says more than 2 hours and up to 4 hours is 4.50. So if he's staying 3 hours 50 minutes, that would be in this bracket. So it would be $4.5. Okay. You need to be careful while finding out the time. All right. The next part says Radhika leaves the car park at 1750 and pays 8.50. Work out the earliest time she could have entered the car park. Now one needs to pay 8.5 if they are staying up to 8 hours. So you need to go back 8 hours. If someone is leaving at 1750, what would be 8 hours back? Just calculate that. And your answer should be according to the 24-hour clock. Now, if you have your calculation, the 24-hour clock, that is it's a 1 mark question. You can do everything directly, okay? 1750 minus 8. So it would be 950. The answer is going to be 950. This is the best thing about. Okay, why 8 hours, ma'am? Shortest wouldn't be 4 hours. No. It says earliest time, okay? Like, what would be the earliest time? For example, it could be that she is coming 5 hours before, 6 hours before, but they're saying earliest time कि वो कितना जल्दी आई होगी, उसके लिए भी उसको 850 पे करना पड़ा, and that would be for up to 8 hours, okay? This would be used for the earliest time. Okay, so it would be 950. Yes, Turhan, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, are you okay with this question?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now it's the second part is very easy. Work out the change she receives from $20 note. So it would be just 20 minus 850. So that would be 11.50. Okay. All right. Now this is the last part. It says Dhruv bought a weekly car park ticket for $26. That week he visited the car park 4 times. These are the lengths of the time he parked his car for. Work out how much he saved by buying a weekly ticket. Okay. Now he bought a weekly ticket and initially paid $26. And then for the next days, he stayed for this much amount of time. So how much did he save? So what would be otherwise? For 17 minutes, it would be 0 because it says for up to 20 minutes, it would be free. Okay. So this is going to be 0. Then for 6.5 hours, it is going to be 850. So this would have been $8.50. And then for 11 hours, it would be $12. And then for the last one, it would be 12 again. Okay. So otherwise, this would have been 12 plus 12 plus 8.50. What would be the total amount? 32.5. So it would have been $32.5 otherwise, and the weekly ticket was for $26 only. So the difference is of $6.5, and this is what he was able to save. Okay. So these weekly tickets are basically good for you. You get to pay initially and then you can save later. Yes. Any doubts with the first 4 questions? Please answer that. Yes, Saneem and Turhan, is that okay? Yes, Saneem. Did you get it? Okay, I think there's some connectivity issue at Saneem. Then yes, Turhan, any doubts with this? Please answer me.
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So I'll stop sharing my screen. Still, if you have some questions, you can ask.